will be devoted to whatever it is that brought you here and whatever it is that you need going forward. Shabbat Shalom. We're on pages 142, page 142 in the prayer book. Words of welcome, Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashem. Just look around the room right now, make eye contact with someone you didn't come in with, and wish them Shabbat Shalom. You can kind of whisper it like Shabbat Shalom, like that. And welcome to those who are joining us on our live stream tonight. We are just really, really blessed that you're here with us. It's a beautiful day in Greensboro today, a little chillier than, we'll put it this way, right? Today is the first day of what? First day of spring, right? And when you look out here, it really starting to look like spring, ain't it? It's starting to feel like it also. And what a blessing that is. And if you're joining us on the live stream and you want to find your way to a piece of chocolate also, we're passing them out in the room right now so that we have something, a little something sweet to bless one another with. Davis, I can only talk for about another 30 seconds before people start flipping out. And from what I understand, we're going to light the candles first, so you do have a few extra moments here. Thank you for that. Lighting the candles this Shabbat for us, and our Marcia Glazman and Linda Salzman. Marcia and Linda, if you'd come forward at this moment. And again, as we're getting a little bit something sweet, we're also going to bring a lot more light into our world. As they're getting ready over there. This is the time of the year that, like, you know, we've been starting services, it's already dark out for so long, and now it feels like it's still the middle of the afternoon, right? But our world, we're at a part right now where we need a lot more light, right? And so as these moments go on, the light that you bring should be contagious, so that it becomes the light that we all bring into the world as we go forward. Page 120 and 121 in the prayer books.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us.
As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Asher Kidshanu B'mitzvotav V'tzivanu L'hadlik Ner Shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu le'adlik le'adlik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallowed us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen. All right. So, do you have that piece of chocolate that you got before? Okay, good. Maybe you started eating it. That's okay. You can do that in a moment. But our custom here is that we'll say a blessing that we'll make to each other. Now, this is the traditional blessing that our people has used to bless our children for the course of God knows how long, probably uncountable generations. And yet, at the same time, we use this also to do as a community blessing, blessing one another. Now, if I were in the 8th grade, anyone here in the 8th grade? All right, good. So this might seem like a little weird because, right. Because how often do we share a blessing with each other, right? Maybe we do that. But maybe it's also not part of our vocabulary, but it's really important that we learn this. So we're gonna do this with kind of like repeat after us. Okay, now the hard part of it for 8th graders in the room and for those who aren't 8th graders is that the first part's in Hebrew. Okay? But all you have to do is repeat after us because we're not going to like race through it, so you repeat after us. And then afterwards you'll hear the English. And allow these words not only to kind of come from your voice, but also allow them to come from your heart. This is something that we've been doing, again, probably going all the way back to the time of Joseph. That's not like some person you know named Joseph, but like Joseph with a capital J back in the book of Genesis, type of Joseph, right? So you're going to repeat after us, at least the idea, right? Maybe those other words come from the book of Numbers, and that's not a math book, okay? We're talking about math before, okay? All right, so take your hand if you want to, please do this, and just place it on somebody, a friend, a family member, someone sitting next to you. Maybe you've known this person for a long time. Maybe you're just saying hi to them right now, okay? But you kind of have known each other for a long time. Okay? Repeating after us. Yevarechacha Adonai.
Yevarechacha Adonai.
Ve'yishmerecha.
Ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you.
May God bless you.
May God keep you.
May God keep you. Ya'er Adonai.
Ya'er Adonai.
Panav elecha.
Panav elecha.
V'yichuneka.
V'yichuneka.
May God's light shine on you.
May God's light shine on you.
And may God be gracious to you.
And may God be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai.
Yisa Adonai.
Panav elecha.
Panav elecha.
V'yasem lecha.
V'yasem lecha.
Shalom.
Shalom.
May God always be with you.
May God always be with you.
And bless you with peace.
And bless you with peace.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, now take the chocolate that you have and give it to someone else because sharing is really, really important, okay? I am convinced that shared chocolate tastes better than the ones that you just grab for yourself. But that's my Bible.
Seriously.
With the ark doors open, we are going to stand. We're on page 146 in the prayer books.
We are in the blue numbers in the brackets. If you are looking, page 146. share a few words about community before we offer our Shema, our declaration of God's oneness tonight, especially recognizing our relationship with the Kellen Foundation. We stand as one, yet each a spark, a sacred light against the dark. We are made, each of us, in God's image, each soul unique, yet none afraid. Torah is a guide, the path we tread with loving kindness, hands outspread, justice shapes our way, ensuring that none are led astray. When one is low, we lift and we rise. No stranger here, no soul despised. We say, bound together, we are one. Like braided challah, strong and sweet, our voices join. No one stands alone. We are here together to declare your oneness. Shema on page 152.
Shema
Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu,
V'shinantam levanecha v'idbartam v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'v'letecha b'derech u'shoftecha v'chumecha u'shartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha Uvisharecha Leman Tizkeru Asitem et Kol Mitzvotai Vitem Kedoshim Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher Hoseiti Etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Liot Lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
We are turning in our prayer books to page 158, our prayer of freedom. We are just about a month from Passover, and so our minds and hearts are especially directed towards freedom. So we hold the hope of freedom for all in our hearts as we sing together, Mi Chamocha, page 158.
Be
page 160. Take a moment to thank God for the things that make us feel sheltered and loved. So just take a moment to call those things to mind. And as we hold them in our heart, let's read this beautiful reading together at the bottom of page 161. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadow of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety. In your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. And in our handout, a rendering of our Hashkivenu prayer that we'll share together. We're on page number 5 at the bottom. As we turn to page 164, we prepare ourselves for our tefillah, our standing prayer. If you are able, I invite you on page 164 to please rise together as our ark is opened. may be seated. We take a moment now in community for our own silent reflections and prayer. On page 180.
When you look at the mission statement of Judaism, the mission statement of Judaism is a commitment to bringing us a little bit closer to God and God a little bit closer to us. You could probably add in to keep the world a good place and to make the world a better place. And if you take a look at the mission statement of Temple Emmanuel, maybe a number of our brother and sister and sibling congregations, not just here in the United States, but around the world, you'll find words like tikkun olam, which means repair of the world, which I think encapsulates that. Here at Temple, we have a committee which is called the Social Action Committee. You may also find those words in many Reformed Jewish congregations around the world, because we also place that value, those values, very, very central to who we are. In other words, we're not just complacent in, let's say, leaving it in God's hands, but we realize that we also have some work to do. And we get up every morning with an eye towards that. And by way of introduction, I'm really going to turn to Pete Hitchcock right now, who is going to say a couple of words, because Pete is one of the co-chairs together with Julie Bean of our Social Action Committee. Come on, Pete, you don't have to wait for me to stop talking, because you know that doesn't happen so quickly, but I will, because I really want you to take the next steps here. Remember these things, by the way, I learned this when I was at a congregation up in New York, and I said, oh, that's really cool, and I was going to bring this back and everything like that. And then someone said, oh, that means just like applause. And then I found out that these were called jazz hands, and then I heard they're called spirit hands, and I just decided in Hebrew, maybe together with Ivan or someone else, that we're going to call these ruach hands. All right? You know, in other words, to bring, ruach, by the way, just means spirit or some sort of like, you know, like I don't know, part of who we are, right? You know, it's like like our that breath that makes us who we are, right? Just let that flow through your hands right here, because for Pete and for the work that his committee and others are doing, they deserve lots of this. So just do that right now. Pete, it's a really an honor to let you take the next step and to introduce our honored guest.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you. So yeah, Shabbat Shalom. And as the Rabbi said, I'm Pete Hitchcock, the co-chair of the Temple Manual Social Action Committee. And Julie Bean is the other co-chair, but Julie couldn't be here tonight, but we both truly welcome you and thank you for being at services tonight. I share a few words from Rabbi Ehud Salah. People often ask, where is God found? I do not know where God is, but one of my teachers, Dr. Stephen Brown, taught me that a better question is, when is God found? God is found when we face each other. God is found when people truly recognize the holiness in every human being. God is found when we reach out to each other in compassion and kindness, with justice and righteousness. It is a privilege to be a part of the Temple Manual Social Action Committee, and I really mean that, which has a long history of standing up for justice and supporting those less fortunate than us. I also consider it a privilege to be a part of a congregation where so many congregants are volunteering their time and money to support social issues, whether it is through the Social Action Committee, the Sisterhood, the Brotherhood, and other volunteer opportunities that directly are available through the Temple, or the many organizations that exist in the local area. The Social Action Committee's current structure is set up under 3 ideas: kavanah, intention, mindfulness of our work. Here, we identify one focus project, and this year it is a partnership with Kellen. And as the year progresses, you will have opportunities to learn more and support their work. Kahila, connections, commitment to community. Here we recognize our need to communicate with the congregation and find ways to get you involved. I hope you are reading our bulletin articles, and if you aren't, you can start. And if you are able, and again, I know a lot of us are going to be really busy on Sunday, but if you have a couple minutes, stop by the Social Action Committee table and the Kellen table as well during the festival. Nedivut, be generous. Though we have decided to have one focus project, we realize there is much to do. So we continue to have education, advocacy, or service for other needs in our community. In particular, we have had and will continue to have actions to support immigrants and the homeless. Tonight, we have an opportunity to learn about Kellen from Leland Wingfield, who serves as the Chief Program Officer at the Kellen Foundation in Greensboro. A North Carolina licensed clinical mental health counselor and licensed clinical addiction specialist, she received her master's in community counseling from UNCG. She has 18 years of experience in community mental health across the continuum of care, specializing in working with adolescents and adults facing co-occurring mental health and substance use challenges with a specific focus on trauma. As CPO at Kellen, she provides clinical supervision in addition to community outreach, and education focused on building trauma-informed agencies, systems, and communities. Please join me in welcoming Leland Wingfield.
You have, okay, we should go sit out here so we can see the.
Good evening. Greetings. Thank you so much for inviting me to speak this evening and for the warm welcome that I received from the moment I walked in these doors. It's truly been a powerful evening for me. So as was mentioned, my name is Leland Wingfield, and I have the honor of serving as the Chief Program Officer at the Kellen Foundation. I have brought along with me tonight Lisa Duck, who is our Director of Strategic Partnerships and Wraparound Services, and I hope you have a chance to say hello to her this evening as well. So first, just to ground us in the background of why we do the work that we do, I want to spend some time discussing the current state of mental health in our community. So mental health has hit a crisis point. In North Carolina, almost 1.5 million adults have a mental health condition. That's 3 times the population of Raleigh. Every 40 seconds, someone takes their own life and dies by suicide. Our young people are not immune from this mental health crisis either. Over 73% of college students report feeling moderate to severe psychological stress. The college years are supposed to be the best years of a young person's life, and almost 3/4 of them report feeling severely stressed. As a mother of 2 teens, the teen mental health stats right now are terrifying to me. Suicide rates among teen girls have doubled in recent years, and 30% of teen girls report making a plan to end their life. Not just thinking about suicide, but making a plan to do it. The cost of inaction regarding mental health is not only costing us in lives, it's also costing our state, country, and the entire world financially. In North Carolina, untreated trauma and mental health costs us $552 billion, that's with a B, annually. This translates to $14.1 trillion across our country. And we know that unaddressed stressors, trauma, and behavioral health concerns lead to multiple other concerns, like unemployment, decreased school attendance, increased dropout rates, family violence, increased substance use, increased use of emergency departments. I could go on and on. The U.S. Surgeon General has said prevention and treatment isn't just a behavioral health problem. It's a public health priority that requires a collaborative approach. And that is just what the Kellen Foundation provides. The Kellen Foundation helps people of all ages have earlier and easier access to a wide array of mental health and substance use services that they need to be safe and well. And we provide these services to about 12,000 people a year here in our Greensboro and Guilford County community. How do we do this? We address both mental health and substance use concerns together through integrated services. We partner with community agencies to address all the needs of individuals. And we use treatments that are proven to work. And we do this all for free through grants and donations. We provide 3 types of services to achieve our goal of community wellness. We offer mental health and substance use services to individuals and families across the lifespan. We have a team of clinicians and certified peer support specialists to support people on their individual recovery journeys. We provide wraparound services to connect individuals and families to the other services they need, like housing, food, mentoring. And we also offer a whole host of educational programming around mental health topics, such as mental health first aid, suicide prevention, and stress management. We are a go-to agency locally and nationally. While our primary location is at the Hope Hub, we provide services at a variety of locations throughout Guilford County. I have the motto, have laptop, will travel. We go to where the people are and where they are in need of services, including schools and other resource centers. The Kellen Foundation hosts the Resilient Guilford Network, which is a network of over 40 community partners working together to support children and families in Guilford County. We meet quarterly to learn, grow, and connect together to better serve families in need. Okay, so we're gonna pause for a second and take a trip back in time, just so you have an idea of where we've been so you can understand where we're going. So in 2008, Dr. Kelly Graves, our president, CEO, and co-founder, yeah, I see that, she's amazing, isn't she? She wrote a grant to bring a program called the Community Response Initiative to Greensboro. This was a partnership with the Greensboro Police Department. Our very first advocate was named Lindy Beauregard. Well, CRI, as many projects supported by nonprofits do, bounced from agency to agency for those first 2 years. And then we found out that Lindy was sick with stage 4 cancer. So Lindy asked Dr. Graves to launch a nonprofit so that CRI would always have a home. And Dr. Graves agreed with the condition that Lindy pick the name. So a few days later, Lindy called her and said, I got it. Kel and Lynn. Kellen. Kel for Kelly, Lynn for Lindy. And the Kellen Foundation was founded. We operated CRI through the police department, so we didn't need a physical location. And in 2016, I got to come along and join the team. And we opened our first physical location on Gold Gate Drive in one suite of a 900 square foot building. In 2018, we gained national recognition for our work. In 2022, because of that, Mental Health Greensboro approached us about coming under our umbrella. And Mental Health Greensboro brought with them an 80-year history of service. Just as we were going through the merger, now remember, we just opened our doors in 2016. This is 2022, and we are growing exponentially. Lindley Park Baptist Church gave us a call one summer day and said, would you like to come tour our space and share with us what you would do with it if we were able to gift it to you? So Kelly and I loaded up and we went over to Lindley Park Baptist Church, and through an American Idol style of pitches, I never thought I'd be on American Idol. They dwindled us down from 5 contenders to 1, and the congregation unanimously voted to gift us their property, 35,000 square feet. This was to continue their legacy of services as their congregation was dissolving. Now note, we are not a faith-based organization, but we very much believe in being good neighbors and good community stewards. So, in January 2023, we moved into the Hope Hub. So remember, the Kellen Foundation helps people of all ages to have earlier and easier access to a wide array of mental health and substance use services that they need to be safe and well. And and the Hope Hub expands that concept. People are able to access mental health services and then many of the other things they need to be safe and well in one place. Guilford County has lots of one-stop shops for crisis. However, the Hope Hub is the first of its kind focused on prevention and treatment. So we're moving upstream to help prevent the crisis or to help people from returning to crisis. Our goal is to have nonprofit services on site that can provide all of these services to truly wrap around people and address most of their needs, so they don't have to go all over town and all over the county to have their needs met. We're actively working to onboard nonprofit partners. Our first partner moved on site June last year, Beyond Sports, and since then we've expanded to include Backpack Beginnings and the Out of the Garden Project. We are on site, of course, providing behavioral health services, along with math, tutoring, and GED classes, and this summer we're going to continue to grow. So as you can see, we stay very busy at the Kellen Foundation. So let me provide you with an example of how it all comes together. Imagine Susie. Susie is a 7th grader, and her math teacher notices that her grades are dropping, and she isn't as social and interactive as she usually is. Susie's teacher makes a referral to the Kellen Foundation for her to receive school-based mental health services. Our clinician meets with Susie's mom, Jackie, and Susie to see how we can assist. We learn that Susie's grandmother recently passed away from cancer, and Jackie is in the process of getting a divorce from Susie's dad due to domestic violence. Jackie's doing her best, but it's a lot to go from a 2-parent household to a single income, leave an abusive relationship, and lose your mom on top of it. Because of our approach at the Kellen Foundation, we're able to see Susie for counseling at school and get Jackie set up for individual counseling at the Hope Hub, while Susie receives tutoring in math and gets linked up with Beyond Sports to be able to play soccer. They both have individual sessions to address their grief and trauma, and sessions as a family to talk about how to support each other and improve their communication. We also get Jackie linked up with food support from Out of the Garden and legal services through the Women's Resource Center, who's also one of our partners. Through all of this, their family comes better together. They have access to the things that they need, and they feel closer as they move on this next chapter in their life. I'm so honored that we get to have an impact on individuals and family lives like this on a daily basis. And I know you all are excited to have an impact too. We're so excited for the opportunities we will have with you all over the next year. And of course, we'll see you on Sunday at the Jewish Festival. We'll be there in our purple shirts. If you see the purple shirts, you know Kellen Foundation's coming. Swing by the table, learn more about mental health, chat with me and our team. Additionally, we'll have lots of opportunities throughout the year that we'd love to have you join us for. Our Kellen kids are the smallest members of our community, making a big impact. Here are 2 of the Kellen kids in action making blessing bags to give the interactive resource center complete with Valentine's. We also have our annual Journey to Brave fundraiser on May 1st, which is listed in your bulletin. And we have a 5K in the fall called Shay's Chase for those of you that like to run or walk. All paces welcome. There's lots of ways to get involved, and we look forward to seeing you over the next year as we join to make a difference together. So thank you again for your time this evening. I genuinely appreciate it. And here is our contact information. And we went to the Swarm on Friday, if anybody was there. This is our team there. We like to have some fun too. But I'll open up the floor for any questions. We do. Yes.
Let's just take one question.
Yeah, okay. So the question is, do we work with the Family Justice Center? We do. We are on the executive partner team to help coordinate services at the Family Justice Center, and we also work with them in regards to providing counseling and case management for those in need.
We are going to continue with our service. Thank you so much, that Ruach hands. And both of our honored guests will be here with us during ONEG to answer questions and have one-on-one conversations as well. Thank you so much.
And you know, sometimes things are just meant to be. We have guests tonight from Christ United Methodist Church, right? Do you want to tell me about, just like give us the 3 seconds, the connection to Kellen, and I'll repeat it so that people who are joining us on the live stream can hear it also.
Yes, so Kellen's founder, CEO, Kelly Graves, is a member of Christ United Methodist.
Right, so Kelly,
Came through their confirmation program like these guys are in, and we've chosen them to be our Lenten offering. So all holidays that come in
Right.
during our Lenten season, leading up to Easter, go towards the Kellen Foundation.
again, just so people can hear, Kelly Graves, founder of the Kellen Foundation, right? We heard that part of that story, is a member of your church, right? Again, that's one of my favorite churches in all of Greensboro. And in addition to that, you've chosen your Lenten offering, because remember, that's a season that we're in right now. I have to admit, I don't know as much as you all do about that, but it sounds like this is a very important thing. And so you can hear that there's a lot of connection and a lot of, how would you say, like harmonic resonance, in our communities, and the good that the Kellen Foundation is doing. Again, Leland, thank you so much, and thank you so much. And we'll have, to the entire foundation, we will have opportunity, as Rabbi Hertz said, during ONEG tonight, right after services, as well as at the Jewish Foundation. We're so glad that it's a Jewish Foundation, I know, the Jewish Festival, and just getting ahead of myself a second here, because you're one of our featured presenters, as part of that. On that note, announcements tonight. And I think that the Jewish Festival is like centerpiece for
If
that.
it isn't living large in your brain. Invite up Barb Boyan.
Guess what's happening on Sunday? Hi, everybody. I'm Barb Boyed. I am on the board of trustees here at Temple Emmanuel, and there are a lot of things going on. There's too much to read, so please, or too much to say out loud, so please look at your announcements. Obviously, Sunday, very important day. Come to the Jewish Festival, eat lots of good food, and if you have time to volunteer, please do so. Lots of stuff going on next week, but before we know it, Passover will be here, and we have a senior Passover Seder, a family Seder, and a congregational second night Seder. So if you're interested, please sign up for those wonderful events. Let's see, tonight at, what's it called? Flatiron, Nefesh Mountain is going to be having their album release show. So if you like some good music, you might want to head down there. This week we have a lot of good things going on, book club, schmooze, on and on and on. But please come out on Sunday, support Temple Emmanuel and the Kellen Foundation, and Shabbat Shalom.
I'm particularly excited. I saw lots and lots of Dr. Brown soda in the social hall, so come and ready to have a Dr. Brown's with me. Friends, we are turning in our prayer books to page 371. It is our custom each and every time we gather for Shabbat worship to think of those in our community and our lives who are in need of healing, whether it be healing of body, spirit, mind, soul. We're on page 371 in the middle of the page. This first part of the blessing is for each of us, that we have the strength to make our lives a blessing. And then we'll pause to share the names of those we're thinking about tonight for healing, and then offer that second part of the blessing for them.
Bless the
hearts the following names and loved ones for blessing of healing. We offer the second half of this blessing for them.
And so tonight we remember, as we talk about community, as we talk about care for one another, our hearts truly go out to the families of the following individuals. This coming Monday will be the funeral of Dr. Talia Miller Aaron, who passed away just yesterday, and our big hugs go out to her family and to her friends and to her colleagues and to all that knew her. We're also remembering those who passed away within the course of this past 30 days, a very sacred time in our tradition, a period that we mark as Shloshim, as remembering Roger Friedenson, Raymond Allen Banks, Jerome Harriet, Jill Auslander, Millicent Napier, Mimi Levin, and Nissim Raphael. And we're remembering those whose yard sites, the anniversary of their passing, took place during the course of this past week. Harold Arman, John W.R. Bell, Gwendolyn Bugis, Robert Cohn, Marilee Deitch, Farley Fisher, Julius Friedman, David Geyer, Irene Goland, Elaine Gottlieb, Jerry Gottman, Al Herman, Jesse Kruger, Dara Lancet, Charles Leapham, Jerry Leitner, Muriel Pines, Jack Rocklin, Doris Rowe, John C., Saul Silverman, Jack Stein, Henry Tager, Mickey Thompson, Trudy Thompson, and Gertrude Unger. Zichronam Livracha. May their memories always live on as a blessing and as an inspiration, as together we all say, Amen. Friends, I'm going to ask that we all turn to page 598 in our prayer books. And as we do so, let's stand together. We do so for comfort and for support, and we join our voices together in remembrance with these traditional words that our people has hallowed for as long as we can remember. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shmei Rabbah Be'alma divrach chirute v'yamlich malchute B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'v'zman kariv imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevarach la'alam u'almei almaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal Shmei dekucha brichu le'elamin kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shamaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav Uyaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And may God, who creates harmony on high, bring peace to us, to Israel, to the entire Middle East, to our nation here at home, as well as to all humanity. As together, let's all say, Amen. My friends, in just a moment, you may be seated, by the way. In just a moment, we're going to conclude our services. But we have many special guests tonight. Again, I just want to acknowledge the presence of our friends from Christ United Methodist Church, with tremendous gratitude also for to the Social Action Committee, but also to the Kellen Foundation. Thank you so much for being here with us. But we also have a special guest who has joined us from Israel. And I'm actually going to, and she's a colleague. Right, so in addition to everything else, you're going to hear that she directs the Heller High program, which is the program for semester-long study in Israel for high school teens. But Rabbi Orly Moss, it is really an honor to invite you to the Bima. We said that we're going to give you like just a quick moment to say hello, tell everybody a little bit about what you do, and come on up. She calls Kfar Saba home, which is a suburb of the greater Tel Aviv area, and we're just really honored that you're here with us.
And Orla will be here on Sunday morning as well. So if you know teens who might be interested in, send them to Sunday morning. She's got all sorts of swag. I'll make a special email, but if you can talk to other teens, please tell them to come meet Rabbi Moss.
Thank you so much. It's a great honor to be here, and I'm lucky to be seated next to a Heller High alum. So that's very exciting. We work very hard to make sure that our teens have a place to come and have an Israel immersive education, right? Like education that really from A to Z, from the minute they land until the minute they leave, something that strengthens their knowledge about the place, their connection to the place, to the reform movement in Israel. And we're lucky to have 3 teens in Israel right now. Despite everything that's been happening, we've had teens that keep coming. And I encourage any teen that you might think that might be interested to send them in our direction, because it's a great program. Life-changing, Liz, right? Thumbs up? Yeah? Big thumbs up. Okay, thank you so much.
And you'll stick around for a few minutes at Oneg Shabbat as well. So lots of people to talk to tonight.
One last thing. You may have noticed, those who are part of Temple's community, that we have a very special table out there. We've been telling everybody to vote in the 2025 World Zionist Organization elections. I have, for example, a copy of a card that you can take with you with a little code on it. Now, again, you need to be from the Jewish community, but this is really important. Voting is open through May the 4th. And Dr. Eve Knapp in the back, just wave your hand over there. If you see Dr. Eve Knapp, she will tell you more about how you too can register. But when you vote, you get one of these stickers. I'm wearing one today because we don't only want you to vote. Other elections, I can't tell you who to vote for. This one I can. Vote for reform so that we can get Orly and other reform congregations in Israel the resources that they need, and also as a defense against those who really want to try to erase reform and make sure that Reform Judaism, liberal Judaism, does not have a standing within Israel. And when you do this, also make sure you scan this QR code, fill out a little 5-second survey that so that we know that you voted, and we know how many from here. If other communities vote in this election the way the Greensboro Temple Emmanuel is going to be voting, there is no reason why Reform won't carry the day in this really, really important election. We are on page, look in your prayer books on page 180 at the bottom. This one you're going to want to stand up for.
And we're so happy to have you. You're back. Good job. Amazing run at Fiddler.
Give some
Woo!
hands for our cantorial, our cantor, Mitchell Summers, and big thanks to Debbie also. Mitchell just finished a run.
It was awesome.
Fiddler on the roof as Tubiapole. He was 10 in the area. Did I ever say it?
That's how it goes.